All right, family, welcome to to our money making motivational mindset Zoom that we do each and every single Monday night. Guys, I'm gonna hurry up so our panelists and our host can get started. Um, if you guys are new, welcome. You guys have been here before in our Zoom calls. Welcome back. As you may or may not know, Will and Tim started REI Wholesalers Are Us. Um, almost like 5 years ago, 2015, guys, pretty much with the intention to share their shared experience, 20 plus years of real estate knowledge and experience with the whole community. And since then, they helped a lot of people, guys. They help not only sellers, not only buyers, but they help a lot of people like myself actually get in the business, get their first checks. They actually help some people actually make six figures, guys. So if you're here, you're definitely in the right place. I'm super excited. I could go on and on about these great brothers here, but Will and Tim, Will Galloway and Tim Harvey, you brothers on the line. The stage is yours.
Hey, Delano, how's it going?
Hey, I'm great, Tim. How's it going?
Great, man. Obviously, you can see and hear me. All right, guys. Well, listen, guys, we are super excited about tonight, guys. We are super excited about what's going on tonight. Before I get started with anything, I just want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for giving us this opportunity, to jump on this Zoom, giving us this opportunity to do this money-making motivational mindset Monday Zoom tonight. I want to give a shout out to everybody out there in the universe. Give a shout out to Zoom. Thank you guys for jumping on. Give a shout out to Facebook Live. Thank you guys for jumping on. I want to give a shout out to YouTube. Thank you guys for jumping on tonight, guys. We are super excited about tonight. Again, my name is Tim Harvey. The person that you see to the left or right of me is my partner, Will Galloway, and we make up REI Wholesalers R Us. And before we get started, another thing, just want to thank Delano for that excellent introduction that he does for us each and every week. We are grateful for the introduction, my brother, that you do for us. And thank you for the partnership and everything. And thank you, Lachette, for doing everything in the background. And my partner, Will, the way that we got started with this thing, and let me just run through this really quick, because what happens is, every week we have new people in the audience. So a lot of you guys that are used to us, we're going to say the same, but we just wanted to let you guys know how we got started. Myself and Will, we have been in the business, for a couple of years. I've been in the business since 2001. Will in the business a couple of years later. Me and him met up right around 2013, 2014, and ended up doing some business together in the wholesaling real estate arena. And quickly became friends, and soon we became brothers. And as brothers, doing real estate, doing this business together, we recognized that, there were some things that were going on that we were doing every single week. And that was talking to other partners about this business. And we recognized a need back in 2015 for a community of like-minded people, Christ-centered individuals, people that just wanted to be a part of a real estate community. So, back in 2015, we actually sat down at a Barnes & Noble, and, we actually were, blessed to be able to put together the group. So put together the group, had our first meetup at a Piccadilly cafeteria down here in the South, here in College Park, Georgia. Piccadilly is the kind of place where you go and there's a line, and, they hand your food to you, and then you go sit down in the area. Well, with that, at that first meetup, we had an overwhelming response from the first meetup. And, people were asking us to do a little bit more. So, we kept on, and that's been since 2015. We've had meetup after meetup every single month, and we've been blessed. We have over 5,000 partners, and we've just been blessed. We've been blessed to be able to help some, like Delano said, capture six-figure incomes. We've been able to help some actually do their first deals. We've been able to actually help some do their second, third deals. And we've actually just been able to partner with a couple of, with experienced people in the business. And since then, You know, a lot of our partners were asking us to do a little bit more. So that's how we came up with this money-making motivational mindset Monday Zoom. You know, myself, just personally, you know, when I was in corporate America a couple of years ago, you know, I used to hate Mondays because of, you know, what Monday represented, represented, you know, going into work at, going into work at 5 o'clock in the morning and, you know, leaving the office at 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the evening and not seeing your family. And, and I hated Mondays. But since I became an entrepreneur full time, you know, I've made the mindset choice to love Mondays. And now Mondays are actually my favorite day of the week. You know, it's the kind of thing that actually gets your day going, you know, gets your week going and everything moving forward after that. So, you know, said all that to say, what's up, partner? I'm excited about tonight. I'm excited about what we've got going on tonight. You know, we've got a very, very special guest, and you know, I can't wait to share it with everybody.
Hey man, what's going on?
What's going on?
I think it sounds like it'd be funny when we just actually got off the phone with each other. Now we're acting like this our first time talking today. So.
You know, it's a funny thing, man, because we talk all throughout the day, and we got through praying, you know, actually before this, and we talk all throughout the day. So it is kind of funny, you know, when we got out like we hadn't talked to each other since the last time we hit our Zoom. But yeah, what's up, man? What's going on? You excited about tonight?
Man, to be here like always. Blessed. I'm super excited, man. I get excited every Monday, man. I'm just grateful. I'm just so grateful. Of course, you know, I want to give all the glory to my Lord Savior Jesus Christ, just for allowing us this platform to be able to be heard. You know, people chiming in, you know, wanting to hear what we got to say. You know, we always, you know, never take it for granted, and we value, you know, the content that we provide because our goal, you know, always been just to preach entrepreneurship. You know, we're Christian brothers, so of course we want to preach the word and add the word into our message and whatever we talk about. Of course, you know, we're real estate guys first, but the main purpose of this Monday call, to be able to preach mindset, you know, because we feel that life is 90, I would say out of 100%, I would say life is 9%, maybe even 99.9% of mindset, because everything is all in your thoughts. Everything is all in your thoughts, all in what you believe in. And all of that has a lot to do with the way you think. You know, if you want to be great, it starts on what you're thinking. If you want to be successful, it starts on what you're thinking. Everything starts with the mindset. We were talking earlier how I've been really, really enjoying the documentary, you know, the Last Dance documentary on Michael Jordan, because me being from Chicago, you know, I've always been a #1 fan of his. My heart got broken when he retired the second time, not the first time, but I mean, it was the first time too, but the second time. But one thing I can appreciate about the documentary is the fact that now you can look behind the scenes and really see how the GOAT, the greatest of all time, how he really thinks from a mental standpoint. I was more amazed about that than, you know, even the championships and all that, because we've already been able to appreciate his greatness from that standpoint. But what's really been enjoying, the reason why I've really been enjoying it, because now I can see the way greatness thinks, how his mind thinks, how he responds to certain situations, how he approach life, how he approach work, you know, all those type of things, you know. And you know, I did the same thing with Kobe too. You know, I didn't know Kobe was such a brilliant young man, you know, just the way he think and the way he approached his game, the way he approached his health, the way he approached just life in general. And you learn so much, you know, especially when you look at great people like, you know, Kobe Bryant, God bless the dead, and of course Michael Jordan's and LeBron James, you know, just great people, Tom Brady, just go on and on about great people, Tiger Woods. I look, you know, I'm fans of all of those people. But a lot of people watch the way they play sports and watch them being great. I like to watch the way they think. I like to pick up what are their habits? You know what I'm saying? What are they thinking? You know, how do they respond to certain things? You know, that's the part that I get the enjoyment in. And even with these Monday calls, the goal is just to push you further and think outside the box, be self-motivated. You know, it's good that we get on here and try to motivate you and push you, but you got to become self-motivated as well. You got to believe within yourself that whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, that you can push yourself through it and you can get through whatever it is. But I'm just grateful tonight, you know, that we do got one of our brothers that's actually going to be joining on tonight. I'm grateful that not only that he decided to get on the call with us tonight, but I'm grateful that he's going to be on our meetup at the end of the month, you know, and we're going to talk a little bit about that toward the end. But I'm just grateful, man. I'm really, really grateful for him being here. And let me pull up a little something about our brother. You know, he's been a real estate investor for 10 years, successful wholesaler. You know, he teaches on negotiating, marketing, closing deals, and he also specializes in creative financing deals, which that's what's going to be the topic of the meetup at the end of the month. It's so much I can say about this brother. He's been an inspiration to me. You know, I appreciate the friendship that me and him have developed over the years. You know, I'm glad I can call him my brother. I'm glad I can pick up the phone and reach out to him. And, you know, we just have, you know, great conversations one-on-one. I respect him, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just grateful for him to be a part of this call and, again, be a part of the meetup. Is there anything you want to say? Go ahead and, you know, you can introduce him as well, Tim. I know you might have some great things to say about this brother as well.
Yeah, man. You know, it's just the thing, man. You know, just knowing Anthony, man, over the past couple of years, man. I mean, he's the kind of brother that just keeps on doing it, man. And that's the thing. And one thing that I like about Anthony is, you know, he does a lot of it, you know, in silence. But, you know, he keeps on moving. And, you know, the bank account doesn't lie. So, we're just excited about it. You know, we're excited about him. We're excited about how he approaches this business. You know, it's something that we can all look up to, and we can all big up. So, man, you know, I'm excited. You know, we're going to be, you know, discovering a little bit more about him today, but I'm excited even more for what's going to happen, you know, at the meetup at the end of the month, man. So, you know, Anthony Epps, if you're on, brother, can you jump on? There he is.
There you go. What's going on, bro?
Y'all? Hey, man. What's going on, man?
Yeah. How y'all doing?
Man, we blessed, man. We blessed to have you here, man.
Yeah, I'm thankful, man, and grateful that y'all wanted to bring me on, and hey, I'm just excited, you know, for what we got coming up at the end of the month. So, yeah, I'm game for it, man.
Yeah. Look, man, you know, and this, you know, this thing, you know, when me and Will, when we talked about you, man, and we talk about you often, you know, you don't quite broadcast it out there, but you're a trailblazer in this thing, man, in this business, man. And you know, the stats don't lie. Let's just say So yeah, man, we just wanted to kind of get into it, you know, like today, we just wanted to kind of get into, you know, a little bit about you and, you know, where you come from. You know, I mean, we know where you're from because you represent, but
hey, I represent fully.
Right.
Yeah.
But where you come from and what led you into this business, and then what led you to here now.
Okay, good deal. And like I said, I got to give it up to y'all too, man. Like I've been watching y'all over the years, and I definitely respect, you know, what y'all have put together in Atlanta as far as y'all wholesaling group, and just always willing to teach and show new people the ropes. And like I said, whatever I can do to help out anytime, you know, I'm always a phone call away to help y'all out, man.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, my story is just kind of one of those where I was just tired of just being sick and tired, you know, and I know that's kind of cliche, but that's just kind of how my lifestyle was. And, you know, coming up, like I said, I'm from the Midwest, you know, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And it's a, so I like you said, I rep my teams fully, without a doubt. And so, oldest of 4 kids, and we struggled a little bit coming up, and we knew, that there just were, there were other opportunities, that kind of left us, that we, just always wondered, what could we do better? I know, especially, with my parents, and then even, for myself and my other siblings. And then, I was thankful that, my mom, she wanted a better education for us. So instead of going to city schools, she shipped us out to the suburban schools, because she knew that, hey, I want my kids to have the best education, and this is what I need to do, so big ups to her for taking that step and that role, for, giving us that platform. And then, I went off to college, and Purdue University. So I'm a Boilermaker.
Oh, Boilermakers.
Yeah. And graduated back in 2000, so that's 20 years ago, man. So that seemed like a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then after that, I moved to Atlanta. So I moved to Atlanta in the May of 2000 is when I actually moved here.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let me stop you there, man, because that's even interesting in itself, man. And big ups to the moms.
Yeah.
Happy post Mother's Day to all the moms out there. My mom, my wife, Will's wife, your mom, Anthony,
Yeah.
and your lady, man. But you said that you graduated from Purdue University.
Yep.
And I want to know, how does and I don't even know what you majored in, but how does a person that has graduated from college, good college at that, how did you get into real estate investing?
Oh yeah, well, and that's the funny thing about it. I never even saw myself getting into real estate. It just never wasn't even a flicker of my mind that that's something I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, hindsight 2020, I wish I would have been, alerted to it a lot sooner, than I did. But I started working for IBM when I first moved here.
Okay.
And I had got laid off like 10 months after that. So yeah, that was an eye-opening experience for me. And so I kind of went through this phase of, just not knowing what my next step was going to be. So
okay.
I was working a small-time job, making an hourly wage, and then I got a hold of network marketing.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Yeah. And then, and because I was looking at that as my way to get out, because I always had that entrepreneur mindset of, like I always tell people, I always wanted to do what I want, when I want, with whoever I wanted to do it with, at whatever I wanted to do, so, and yeah, I just live by that. I never wanted to have a job dictate my lifestyle. I wanted my lifestyle to dictate how much money I made.
Right.
And so I always went about it like that. And so yeah, after I worked a couple jobs here and there, then I actually started working for so the multi-level marketing didn't work out. I was, I tried my best. It just didn't flick for me.
Is that how you met Charles?
Yeah, that's how I met Charles. Yep. Yep. And matter of fact, I think the first meeting I went to, him and his wife were presented that day. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So that was funny. So yeah, but I'll tell you a funny story about that too in a little bit. But yeah, I got so I kind of let that go at the start of 2007. 2007 is when I went to a real estate seminar. It was Robert Allen. So I learned, from there, I was like, you know what? They're making it sound too easy.
No money down.
Right. No money down and all this kind of stuff. And all whatever the other stuff they was teaching. But I was like, you know what, man, this sound pretty good. Cause at the time I was working for Granger, I was doing inside sales.
Okay.
And so I was just trying to get my way. I was kind of like that hamster that was, or trying to keep running, just trying to find my way out. Something that worked. I still was running, I got to say, man, I got to get out of here. Right. And so went to the real estate meeting, me and my mom and my dad and my aunt. We all went, it was up in what's that, Technology Parkway? What is that, Norcross or Peachtree?
Yeah, it's Norcross, I believe.
Yeah, all the way up there, man. So, And from there, man, the light switch went on. I was like, man, we could do this, you know. And so from there, the fire was just inside of me. And I, you know, went through some spell, you know, because I was still working. And then first property we ended up buying with the partner, we lost money on that one. So that was a fail. We bought it too much. We paid too much for it, basically. And obviously this was in November. Actually, this was November of 2007. So we all know what was starting to happen around that time. The market was just getting ready.
Did you know this though, man, Anthony? At the time, did you know exactly what was going on with the market when it was happening?
Man, not really. No, But, you know, because this was my first time even, you know, because we had been looking at properties. Like me and my mom, we had this real estate agent that would go around showing properties to us, because we had and now I forgot to tell you this, we ended up paying for a coach through Robert Allen's program.
Okay.
But what they were preaching, the coaches that we had were preaching more or less fixing and flip.
Right.
They weren't preaching wholesale.
Right.
You know, and so I wish, and had they kind of came out the gate with that, I felt I would have been a lot further along, you know, even where I was. But, you know, because at that time, you couldn't get no hard money lender to fund, you know, because prior to that, yeah, it was easy to get a hard money loan. You know, all they say, all you have to do is have a good property, and you didn't even have to have no credit, no cash. They was going to fund it for you.
Right.
You know, so we just missed that boat. And, but yeah, so we went through these phases where we, you know, trying to find a property that the numbers work, where we could buy it, you know, get the repair estimate, what it's going to sell for, but we didn't have the money. So it was kind of like, man, I'm struggling trying to figure out how to make this money with no money down, but it's just not clicking. So I got a wind of short sales. And so that's when I got into the short sale business.
So Anthony, they never talked about, when they talked about, I know Robert Allen, and he talked about no money down for the 90s. He never told you how to do no money down.
No. Well, see, the coach we had, I guess we just never, you know, we didn't get into, you know, like the creative financing type stuff. And because I know with, you know, like I said, with those programs, it's who you really get as a coach. And it wasn't like a face-to-face. It was kind of somebody on the phone you talk to once a week. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So that kind of tell you what all we were really getting, you know. Yeah. Not to say they didn't know their stuff, but at the same time, it was kind of like, hey, you know, this is what you got to do, this, that, you know. But yeah, I really did want to know if I could have known, like, okay, this is what you need to do. You need to get out. You need to wholesale some houses. This is what we're gonna do. You're gonna put some signs out. You're gonna do this, and this, so we can get you some $10,000 checks here, you know, in the next. See, that would have been more or less along my speed.
Right.
And or even like doing some creative stuff. You know, I know we're talking about that even today, but I didn't really get wind of like subject twos and, you know, owner finance, you know, all that kind of stuff. I didn't learn till later on, you know, and I'm still learning. But at the same time, it was just the wrong avenue for us at that moment in time. And so once I really once I kind of got wind of short selling, where I can do a deal and don't have to have no money out of my pocket, right. Negotiate. If I can negotiate it well enough, I can find me a cash buyer that will want to buy that property. Right. So I just got good at doing that. And so we did a couple deals like that. And, you know, once I really found out that, okay, I can wholesale, you know, I can, because in the midst of me learning the short sale business is kind of what allowed me to get into wholesaling, you know, where, you know, because at that moment in time, it was basically wholesaling properties off the MLS. I was doing a lot of that, you know, a lot of the foreclosures that was on the MLS and what have you. Because I even at that time, I wasn't doing any real offline marketing besides putting out bandit signs.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny about what you just said from a standpoint of like short and I want to know, you know, like how did you and your mom keep your mindset during the time of, you know, like when you found out that you couldn't do it like this, but you had to kind of learn how to do it like that? What kept y'all's mind right during that time?
Man, it was just the carrot at the end of the stick. Like, if I can get me a couple deals, I can get out this job. I can, you know, because I always want, you know, y'all know I like to travel. I like to go to games.
Yeah.
I like, like, you know, that's just what I like to do. You know, I wanted to be able to have the income to support the lifestyle that I wanted, and I knew it was there because I was seeing other people do it. So I'm like, nah, if they can get it, I can get it, you know? And so yeah, I mean, when we realized that, you know, just the rehab route wasn't going to be our route, I really had to find out, okay, how can I structure some deals where we can make money without it costing us money,
Right.
you know? And so that's how, you know, I ended up getting on a teleseminar talking about short sales, and I was like, man, I could do that, you know?
Yeah.
Money out of my pocket, and all I got to do is negotiate a good deal and find me a buyer for it, you know? Yep.
That's how I found out about wholesaling, was through short sales.
Oh
So,
yeah, yep. And you be like, okay, so right, because if you just take that same principle, you're like, okay, well, I could just do it for pre-foreclosure or foreclosures, or just, you know, somebody called me and say, hey, I got a house, you know, for, you know, that I need to sell, and hey, if the numbers work, hey, make it happen, you know.
did you, like, when you were, you know, kind of going through the process, like when you were going through the short sales, did y'all knock on doors, or how did y'all do it?
Man, honestly, we got our leads from the bandit signs.
Okay.
Yep. We would put out, you know, different bandit signs, and you know, people would call that needed to do a short sale, and then from there, I would target MLS listings
Mm-hmm.
that had, you know, short sale in their description,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would offer to work with the agents. You know, I would basically coach the agent on how we can work with them. You know, from me being the engineer of it, because a lot of times, you know, back then you had, you know, you just had these properties listed on the MLS, but they were just sitting, you know,
Right.
and people weren't buying. And so I was coming with a solution of, this is what we need to do. You know, yeah, we're going to make an aggressive offer to the bank, but we need to get something started, because otherwise you just got to properly list it that nobody wants. So I was more or less looking to go in and just work with them to create that equity in the house that we needed, you know, and if they, you know, as long as they let me kind of navigate it,
Yeah.
then, you know, it turn out to be okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing, dude. You know, just the fact that, you know, because I just remember that time, and I just know that during that time, not everybody was doing business, so you had to have some sort of mindset
Yeah.
to keep you in the game,
Oh
and you
yeah.
had to have some, you know, some good people around you.
Mm-hmm.
Now you said that you were doing bandit signs. What even put you in position to even do bandit signs, and how many did you do?
Man, the thing about it, I can't remember who I actually got it from, but I guess I might have just saw some out and figured, hey, I could put some out, because that was low. It was a low cost of marketing, you know.
Right.
And I would I was going to Lowe's. I think it was Lowe's, and it's crazy now because they would sell each of those corrugated plastic boards.
Yeah.
I was buying them for like $5 a piece.
Wow.
Which is expensive,
Wow.
you know, because that's how much they were charging for. And so I would go and buy maybe like 5 or 10 at a time. You know, I mean, I wasn't buying like a bunch, but I would buy 5 or 10 at a time, you know, and get my marker, the big thick marker, and I would just write on there, you know, cash for your house, and put my number on it. And, you know, luckily if I got a call and somebody you know, I felt that it was a good strategy for me, you know, and that's how I ended up getting a couple of my first deals done with the short sales.
Around what year was this, Anthony?
Oh man, I closed my first one in 09. I think it was May of 09.
Okay.
Yeah. But I did my first deal. My first deal I actually closed in March of that year, March of 09.
Okay.
And it was a long deal waiting, but when it closed, man, it came right on time, because I needed it for sure.
So here's the thing, man, and this is the thing that's really, really funny, and I didn't even really know this about you, but you really started your real estate career during some uncertain times.
Oh yeah. This was the dumps. Yeah. I mean, it was going into the darkest and I didn't know that, you know. I just figured, hey, okay, well, you know, it's real estate. You know, I didn't know like 2 years prior was the you know, everybody was just making all kind of money, killing it. You know, I just figured, I was just like, okay, well, and but yeah, you know, you look back on it, you're like, man, some of the houses I sold back then at the prices, you just be like, it, you know, we'll probably never see that. We won't ever see that kind of
I don't
market
think so.
again. No,
I don't think so.
No.
I remember like you could find a house for like 10,000.
That's right.
That was worth, like, today is worth 200-300.
Man, I remember. Yeah, right. I remember. I sold a house on Palmetto. Right there by the AUC.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I sold that property for like $6,700. No, my bad. I think I bought it for $6,700. I ended up selling it for like a couple $1,000s more.
I know.
That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like we will never see houses that cheap in Atlanta. No, I mean, that's crazy. I mean, nice.
I had one in Lakewood. I got under contract. This was around when I first started. I got under contract for like $1,000. It was in Lakewood Heights, and I think I sold it for like $7,000 to $8,000.
Right.
Like,
it was just cheap like that, man. Yeah. Like Lakewood Heights, West End. People thinking they see the West End now for what it is, but
those were like super war zones. Like,
yeah,
West End, a lot of areas getting cleaned up now, but it were really war zones back then.
Man, you talking about houses for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. I remember I sold a house on Westwood Avenue, I think, right there in Westview. One of them, it's right there in the West End. I think I sold a house for maybe like $30,000.
Yeah. Well, if you remember,
a brick house on the corner. It was a brick house on the corner, man.
Yeah, but back then, Anthony, nobody was buying in West End because West End was redlined because of all the fraud that happened.
That's right. Yep.
So nobody was even buying in those areas, man.
Yep.
I just find it interesting that, and this is what I'm kind of getting, from what you're saying. You're saying, and correct me if I'm wrong.
Uh-huh.
You're saying that you wanted real estate so bad because you hated your job. That's what, and that's one of the things that drove you.
Oh yeah, that was driving. Yeah, I just can't. I don't like people telling me what to do. I don't like people telling me when I can go eat. I just get a certain kind of feeling inside of myself.
I hated that.
You
ain't can eat.
Man, I hated that.
I go to clock out and go to lunch.
Right. Or just having to sit at somebody's computer doing something that you really didn't like doing. Yeah.
Do you think that you got some of your mindset from network marketing?
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just always, knowing that the next, just keep pushing because you never know when you land that big apple, or that big player that you looking for. Like when you're network marketing, you're looking for that big person that can basically it's like a big wave that's going to raise your organization up. So it's kind of like that with real estate. If you just always got to keep plugging in. Like, okay, I know I'm eventually going to get me a deal that the seller's going to be right for me, and I'm going to be right for that seller, and I'm going to get it at the price I need it, and I'm going to make $10,000 or $20,000 on this house.
Yeah, I got
like my first deal. I made $19,000, a little over $19,000 on that house, and I needed it because I had just had my truck repoed a week before.
Wow.
I had been evicted out of my apartment.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, this was, right when President Obama had got inaugurated in January. I got evicted, I think that day. Either that it was right around that same time frame that I got evicted. I don't know why you laughed at me.
I didn't know all this, man. You never know somebody's story, man. Like, man, people be really going through it before they start winning, man.
Yeah. And so then in March, I had my truck repoed. But when I got but the deal had finally closed, and my guy, he paid me because and the thing about it is it wasn't a traditional wholesale deal. Right. It was a guy who was I had like 6 people on my buyers list. But one of those people, he was on my list, and he said, man, he hit me up. He's like, hey, I got this house. I want you to help me sell, and I'll give you 10% of whatever it sell for. Right. So, and this was a nice house in a gated community out in Lithonia. And at the time, I think the appraised value of that house, because again, this is prior to the recession. I mean, that was like I want to say that house was probably a $600,000 house.
Yeah.
And during the recession, everything, man, the values just dropped. And DeKalb County was hit hard with yeah, it, man. So a lot of those nice houses, man, people was buying those nice houses for, if they were $600,000, man, you was buying them houses for $300,000.
Yeah.
So it took me a while to get it sold, but I was humping it, man. I was like, man, I gotta get, and I actually had another young lady. She was wholesaling too, but we worked together on it. So she actually brought the buyer. And so we closed, and because he was getting financing. So when it closed, I got 19 grand, she got like 6 grand. And so it was good. And I went and got my truck out the repo. Hey, and me and my mom went to Vegas for later that month for a short sale training seminar.
Okay.
Yep. So I remember it, man. Yeah, I remember it.
So you saw, so that was, and I'm assuming that was one of your first big deals. So
that was the first deal. Yeah, that was my first check cashing.
Check. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so, and the short sale. Then after that, in May is when I closed my first short sale deal. It was in Lithonia also. It was a little condo on Tiburon. Right there on Perryton. Yep, going down. Yep, it was one of them old
Walmart.
Yep. Man, I think I sold that property for, man. I think it was another cheap one, man. I think I probably sold that thing for probably like 12. I might have sold it for around 20, if I'm not mistaken. I might have sold it for around 20, 21,000.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you and your mom, you say y'all went to celebrate. Were you still working your job at this time?
Well, no, I had, matter of fact, oh yeah, I forgot to tell y'all. I actually, August of 2008 is actually when I left my job. They were actually going to fire me that same day, but I was going to quit anyway. So by them terminating me, it allowed me to, go and file for unemployment.
Exactly.
So this was August of 2008, and that's actually when I first started getting into learning about wholesaling.
So when you did the whole unemployment thing.
Oh yeah.
I think you had it was 11 weeks or something like that.
And something like that. And then what I had too, I had some money in my profit sharing account, so I was able to get my profit sharing money out.
Okay.
I mean, that was like, and that was probably like 20 grand.
Okay.
That I was able to pull out. So I was kind of living off that for a little bit, and then, I was waiting for the deal I told y'all about. I was waiting for it to close, like in I think around November, December. But man, that thing took forever to close, and so I ran out of money between me, so because after a while I ran out of money to pay rent and pay car notes on time and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it was right there. Yeah. So August of 2008 is when I left my job. Yep.
What was your attitude like? What was your attitude leading up to that? Were you creating your mindset while you were getting ready to get fired, or what was your attitude?
Yeah, actually, what I was doing, because I had got to the point where I was like, man, even if I got to find me another job,
okay,
I got to get out of here. So I actually went on a couple interviews prior to, just to kind of see about getting on in another spot, and so because my mind was already left, I was already done. My mind was already. So at that point, I really didn't care.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I'm just ready to, whatever. It was, and that's exactly what happened on the day that I was actually getting ready to send a mass email to all my customers, just letting them know, hey, this is my last day, yada yada. And before I even could power my computer on, my manager had called me.
He called you in the office.
He called me to the office.
Me and Charles got that call, right?
Yeah. And the funny thing with Charles, I meant to tell you too, the funny thing about Charles, he actually called one of my bandit signs. That's how we reconnected.
What?
Yep. That's how we connected. And because when he was talking, because Charles got that accent. You could tell when Charles called you talk. And I was like, he was like, yeah, my name Charles, and this, that, and he liked to talk. And so
exactly.
I'm like, man, you sound familiar. Or he could probably tell you better than I can about, the conversation. But I was like, man, this dude, because I had no clue it was him. And then, right. I think somehow, some way we got to talking about when we were in the network marketing. And I think that's how we kind of put two and two together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we just thought, man, it's been funny, man, ever since, man. So, but yeah.
It's funny, man. Like when I really think about it, like I've made money with my friends most of my life. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
You know, Charles got me that job, and we both left that job together. So, and we made money together. So it's you know, it's an amazing thing, man.
Yeah.
And I know you guys since I mean, y'all have done many deals together.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Since then, man, and it's just a blessing to be able to make friends. You know, make money with your
Make money with your friends. Yeah, for sure. That's the best. You know, and then my brother, you know, he got started in real estate, and he ended up catching a whale putting out bandit signs. You know,
really?
he put out some signs, and then he ended up having this one seller call him. They had, I think, 11 duplexes in Conyers.
Wow.
And so we just, so he called me. He was like, hey, can you help me with this? And so we would do like 2 at a time, like that. So we would do 2, and then they would give us another 2 to look at, to buy. And
right,
man, we were selling them things so quick, man.
You can eat off that for a long time,
man. Yeah. Just think if we would have just held on to those,
Yeah.
But there was, we made some good money just from that one seller. We made some good money from those.
So let's fast forward a little bit, man, to today, and how you actually started doing creative type deals. Like, what led you to that? I mean, I know you've been doing a lot of wholesaling.
Mm-hmm.
I know that, but what led you to creative type deals?
Man, just the tenacity to want to really know how to maximize all my leads.
Okay.
And because I knew it was a good bit of deals that I just was walking away from, that because I just didn't know how to structure anything other than a cash transaction, And I'm trying to think. I want to say I was attempting to do my first subject to deal, man, probably earlier in the decade, probably around like 2012, 2013, 14, somewhere around there. It didn't go through anything, but I do remember, trying to structure that deal where I was actually going to have this seller, make like 3 additional payments.
Yeah.
Just to allow me time to basically, come in and either find me a tenant, find me whatever, while he was still making the payments.
Right.
But it didn't transpire to anything. But I ended up doing my first subject to deal. Man, this is probably, I want to say a good 5 years ago. Good 5 years ago. And the funny thing about it is the seller kept bugging me. I was really trying to avoid her, and like, not because I didn't really want to get involved with it. I was like, man, I really don't even know how to structure this deal. I really don't even want to. But she just kept calling me.
Wow.
So I was like, okay. And come to find out, man, just me thinking hindsight 2020, like I should have kept that dang old house. It was in Decatur,
right?
On a good street. Like she owed, I can tell you this, she owed like 70 something thousand on that house. Hey. But the tenant moved out, and she didn't want, she was just tired of it. She didn't want to go retail or anything with it because it wasn't fixed up in like a true retail scenario. Mm-hmm. But at that time, the retail value on a fixed up, and that was the thing. The retail value fixed up was like around 140.
Okay.
So it really wasn't enough room in it for somebody to pay cash for it, do the renovations, and then put it on the market at 140. You know what I'm saying? So
Anthony, let me stop you right there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really where the creative financing comes in, right? Like, a lot of people, they just, they hear about creative financing, they hear about subject twos, they hear about lease option, but really it comes in where that it's not a wholesale deal, and it's somewhere in the middle, right?
Right. Yeah. So and it's one of those things where once you get good at sniffing them out, you'll be able to sniff you'll be able to sniff them out before you even talk to the seller.
Right.
Because you already know by the time you look at the numbers, and by the time you look at what they owe, and by the time you kind of factor and know that the house does need some renovations, you would know before you even get on the phone with the seller that, this is going to be a sub 2 deal.
Right.
Whether or not they accept it or not, that's a different story. But at the same time, you know going in, that's going to be your strategy for acquisition.
like how many, like, okay, you know, we get a lot of emails, right?
Yeah,
And how many emails do you look at and you're like, man, that should have been a subject to this?
Well, I guess it depends if, you mean from like other wholesalers and whatnot? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I mean, I really don't look at them that deep, unless, because you never know, because you don't know what the underlying numbers are on the house.
Exactly.
Like it'd be different if I knew how much was owed on that property, and going in without doing some research, you can find out for sure. But I'm sure a good bit of them, especially if they, but because the thing about it is, a lot of people will walk away from those deals because they know that, well, you owe 90, the house really only worth 130.
Right.
But the house does need about, even if you're just gonna rent it, it probably needs 10 or 15 just to make it nice rentable condition.
Right.
But if you want to flip it, nobody's gonna buy it as a rehabber because it's not enough margin.
Right.
So a lot of people just assume, just say, hey, well, the numbers just don't work. I can't do nothing with it. Wow. But that type of deal, I'm licking my chops because I'm like, if I can see how motivated they are, man, I'm getting this subject too. Yeah.
Gotcha, man. And look, we don't want to let too much out of the bag.
I understand.
But me and Will, we get real excited about what you're about to say. But this is the exciting thing about real estate is that there are so many ways to make money in this business. So many ways to make money. You just really just have to choose one, choose a couple, once you get experience, choose a couple and then just really, 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 really get to it, man. And and that's the beautiful thing about this business is, there's not just one way to get paid,
No, it's not for sure. You
right.
And you got to just be like even right now, I'm still being a student of really wanting to be a master at it because, it's people this is their whole only way of doing deals is creative deals. They don't do any other type of deal but subject to and owner finance. That's all they do.
That's amazing to me.
Right. So until I get to that level where I'm just so proficient at it,
mm-hmm.
I got a long way to go, but you got to start somewhere, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like some of these deals, and we get into it just a little bit, but some of these deals, like what's the percentage of I'm gonna keep it versus I'm gonna go ahead and wholesale the subject to?
Well, I can tell you I've wholesaled more than I kept.
Okay.
I kept over the last, say, 2 years, I've kept 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them I just sold.
Okay.
I ended up just wholesaling it to another guy, but I actually bought that house in February of 2018. So 2 years ago, I was holding a note for 2 years, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and just sell it. Now could I have sold it retail myself? And, but I just like, you know what, I'd rather just do the quick cash on it, and sell like that. And another one that I ended up keeping was one in Douglasville. That I'm going to just sell it on owner finance terms to another investor. I'm not sorry, to another homeowner.
I can't help it.
But that one's got a sweet, that one's, the note on that one is like, man, in the 180s, and that house is probably worth, 250, 260 right now, just retail.
Wow.
But selling it owner finance, obviously I'm going to sell it for a little bit more than that because I'm going to finance it. Because it's a nice property, but a lot of the other ones I end up just wholesaling them. So we would just structure the deal and assign it to another investor, mm-hmm. and we've made anywhere from 10 grand assignment fee to 62 grand assignment fee on a subject to deal.
And these are off of deals that people just don't want, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. People that where we were able to go in and because the numbers from a traditional, now the one that we made 62 on, that one actually probably could have, well, the thing about it though, we would probably like this, we wouldn't have been able to make 60 grand wholesale fee on it without it being a subject to, put it like that. Okay. But the fact of the matter is his balance was low enough and his monthly payments were so low compared to what the market rate for rent would be on that house. Mm-hmm. Like his payments were like $800 some a month. but that house is rent. I don't know what he's renting it out for, but I'm sure he's getting $2,000 plus on that property.
Wow. I wanted to ask you, and we're about to shut down. I wanted to ask you, like, and like a lot of people when they think of this, and this is why we got you guys coming out on Saturday. A lot of people when they think of this subject, they feel like it's something that's just so easy, but there's just a lot of things that you have to learn when it comes to subject twos and lease options, things of that nature. And and just, I mean, just tell everybody, the complexity of what you're doing when you're dealing with these, because there's some
right because essentially what when you're taking over somebody's note, which is where the term subject to comes into play. Basically, you're taking over the property subject to the existing financing. So that means you're agreeing to pay that person's mortgage on a monthly basis.
Right.
And if you don't pay that mortgage, guess what? The house could go into foreclosure.
Right.
So it is a serious matter that you have to know that what your exit strategy is going to be. Are you going to rent it? Are you going to wholesale it to somebody else? But if you're going to sell it to somebody else, make sure you vet that person out well enough to let them know that, hey, we can't have you, take this over for 2 or 3 months, and then all of a sudden you just want to stop the, payment on it.
Right.
That's going to damage the seller's credit, if you do that.
And the seller's and the seller's dealing with you. So,
That's right.
so yeah,
that's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now,
and
then like you said, you have to have certain, documents in place for sure, disclosures, just to, obviously from a standpoint of, and anybody now that teaches subject to, they have these certain documents that, they would give you as far as, disclosures to the seller, addendum, subject to addendum, authorization to release form that you obviously want to have to send to the lender, because you want to be able to talk to that lender on a regular basis, so it's just certain things, you want to have. And then, if you're going to assign it, you just take all those documents and whoever you're going to assign it to, you can either, as far as because the title is going to change hands.
Right.
But the mortgage is going to stay in the seller's name. So from a standpoint of assigning it, it's just a matter of just taking those documents and, assigning everything over to the new buyer. I mean, you're going to have a power of attorney, a limited power of attorney or special power of attorney. So that means it gives you control over everything of the property, paying taxes, renting, leasing, selling a house. You can do whatever you need to do without having to go back to that seller to get a sign off on it from them. That's why you have the special power of attorney when you're dealing with subject to.
It's funny, and we're about to close out here. It's the reason that we're doing this, and I can't wait for Saturday. The last Saturday of the month. I can't wait because you're going to be explaining some of the complexities of this thing.
Yeah.
And it's just going to give all of our partners an opportunity to really see an untapped, see something that's really, really untapped out there. So
sure.
I can't wait.
Partner. Oh yeah. Because when you think about it, you're like, man, because you start to think about all the people you talk to, just leads that you talk to that maybe the cash price offer didn't work, but you're like, man, maybe I can go back to that seller, and especially if they were in some, because you got to realize too, nobody's going to do a subject to unless they're truly motivated.
Right.
Like it doesn't make sense for somebody to sell their house and keep the mortgage in their name and deed it to somebody else without them being super motivated.
Right.
But you take that to heart because they're trusting in you to
they help them out.
Take care, right? They help them out. Because a lot of people that agree to sell subject to, it's because they need to relocate. That's one of the number one reasons why we get those subject to deals, because they need to relocate and they may have just recently bought the house and it's not enough equity for them to sell it retail, or if they do, they're gonna have to come to the table with a check in their hand to sell that house.
That's a secret, dude. Say no more.
People sellers will come. We done had sellers come to the table.
Oh yeah.
That's a secret.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. But yeah,
Hey
that's
man,
it.
before we close it out, man, real quick, we got a lot of people that's on the line tonight. Some of them probably know a little bit about real estate, or maybe want to get started, maybe haven't closed their first deal yet. What's some words of advice that you would give, somebody who actually just getting started in real estate right now, because their mind might be clouded of, we may be going to a recession. Oh, it's COVID-19 going on, all this stuff, all this, negative energy out there. What would you advise, like the new investor that's thinking about getting started, or somebody who maybe got started just haven't closed their first deal yet? What kind of advice would you give them?
Well, I would definitely say you don't stop marketing. Continue. Definitely, a matter of fact, even go harder with your marketing, because there will be people, and like I was talking to my team earlier today, on our team call, you're going to have some people that are still, the sellers, they're trying to hold tight because they're either thinking that, something is miraculously going to happen where they can still get top dollar for their home, considering all the circumstances that are around us. But a lot of people, man, in the next 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, you're going to see a whole different type of dynamic with the market, with regards to, because now it's going to be a lot more properties coming on the market, because once the foreclosures start opening back up, and once those forbearances stop, you're going to see a lot of people that just can't continue, that can't come to make a $10,000 mortgage payment or a $5,000 mortgage payment on right on the spot, because their bank forgave them for the last 6 months. But now that bank is saying, hey, we want that lump sum payment right now. Otherwise, we're going to start foreclosure proceedings, So you're going to have a whole lot of that here the next ensuing month. So you want to be able to you want to get in front of what's going to happen. So yeah, you may, if you're sending out direct mail, if you're doing cold calling, you're sending out texting, the best thing for you to do is just to continue to market, and just follow up, because those people are certainly going to be looking to come back to whoever, because when the hammer drops, they got to do something.
Right.
But yeah, just and another thing, just stay plugged in, like in network marketing, they say if you had a bad day, you need the meeting. And if you had a good day, the meeting needs you.
That's so true.
So you got to stay plugged in, because if you're not feeling, like things are working or things are down and out, get around the people that can bring you up.
Right.
Pick up the phone and call Will or Tim and be like, hey, I'm struggling. What can I do? And a few words of encouragement, could make a difference,
I truly believe that, man. That's the purpose of this Monday call that we do every Monday at 8 p.m. It just opening our lines just to be able to reach out to people. Some people, like you said, just need words of encouragement, need some motivation, inspiration. And we chose Monday because this the first day of the week that sets the tone.
Mm-hmm.
So you really can forget about everything that happened last week, last month, over the weekend, and you can just push the reset button Monday and go ahead and just start with full
every day
momentum
is a new day.
Hard.
Every day is a new day. Yeah. Absolutely.
So, man, we excited, man. The meetup is the last Saturday of this month, man. We got, you, of course. We got Eddie Raymond, and we got Justin Ship, and also we got Jacques Pierre. When we heard you guys, I already knew you guys were doing creative financing deals, but when we heard you guys on, shout out to Deanna, Law Clerk on Demand, when we heard you guys speaking, on the platform, man, I was like, man, these guys, man, they preaching that, stuff, man. we gotta, put it on our platform as well, because we want people to understand that, you don't. Like, I think I heard you said before, don't be a one-trick pony. You know what I'm saying? Where you just only focusing on wholesaling when there's another strategy you may be missing out on. And we might not have got too deep into details on it tonight. But really, we just wanted to give you a teaser for the meetup. It's going to be a virtual meetup. It's all online based. We're not, due to quarantine and social distancing. We're going to continue to keep it on Zoom, which is going to be the last Saturday of the month. Is it the 29th, Tim? What's
30th, the 30th, something.
The 30th, I think.
30th. Okay, 30th. Sorry about that. So the 30th, if you have not, we should have a link already. We put out flyers today. It's a link, Zoom link in the post. Actually, if you're on the Zoom, we're going to actually use the same Zoom link that we use for this call. So you guys just make sure you keep the same link. Chime in on that Saturday from 11 to 2. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it, because the way we're going to set it up, guys, we're going to set it up like we're going back to school, Anthony. I don't know if you know it or not, but we're going back to school. I want you guys to break down like a case study, like break down the numbers.
Man,
like
I'm
I want
ready.
people.
I'm gonna be writing notes. I'm gonna be taking notes too.
Yeah, me too. I was telling Tim, I said I'm gonna be writing notes, because I wanted to be to where, you know what I'm saying, like I know you guys, when y'all, spoke with Deanna, y'all was speaking about it, but I wanted to be more in detail. I want case studies, I want numbers, I want, examples, I want all of that. I want people to be able to say, you know what, I think I could do that, because some people think too deep into it and think, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know how to structure a mortgage. I don't know about taking over all this. But once they get the concept, you know what I'm saying, you just got to step out. That's think right. When I did my first one, I didn't even know what I was doing. I think I just kind of almost was just doing it as I was going, and I didn't even know what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? And, it's sometimes you just got to step out on faith.
That's right. That's right. And that's all I did.
Like, really explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to really, really explain, like, subject to, lease options, all that stuff. Like, any questions that's related to that, make sure you guys are going to be online on the 30th. Next Monday, 8 p.m., we're going to have another one of our panelists. We're going to probably either have Eddie or Justin and Jacquez, one of them. We don't know yet, but make sure you guys are on next Monday at 8 p.m. We're going to be talking more about it up until the time for the meetup. Just giving you guys a little snippet. We ain't want to, break the ice yet. We're going to give you guys a little snippet, you know what I'm saying, and we're going to bring it. So make sure you guys are on there. Man. So we ain't going to keep you guys up too much longer. We about 10 minutes over 9. We don't like to go over too much over the hour point. Anthony, man, thank you for blessing our audience today. Man, I really appreciate your story. I think somebody was even saying, like, man, I'm able to relate to that. You know what I'm saying? When people can relate to, like, real life stories and say, Dad, like, his car got repoed too. Like, Dad, he almost got evicted too. Like, people can relate. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people can relate to real life stories. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And
that's right.
I respect it. I respect that. So, and I'm pretty sure everybody else can appreciate it. So, you might see Anthony as this big, successful real estate investor, but a lot of you didn't know that man, barely was making ends meet, before he seen success. You know what I'm saying? But that also shows you his determination, his grind, and his commitment to wanting to be successful and wanting to be able to live a financially free lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So it's really all in what you want. Everybody's dealt the same hand. You just got to be able to play your cards right. So make the right decisions, and do what's for you and what God has in store for you. So I'm grateful to tonight. Tim, anything else before we go, bro?
Just check us out. Probably gonna put it on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I forgot. How people before we go, how people can find you on social media? How people can get in touch with you?
My Instagram is Mr. ATL Wholesaler. So MRATL Wholesaler.
You got a Facebook group too, right?
Yeah, it's I think I just changed the name of it too, but it's same thing, Mr. ATL Wholesaler. I think that's the name of the group name too. But if you just put my name in there, it'll matter of fact, I'll pull it up right now. Let's see.
Yeah, join his Facebook group. His Facebook group, it's dope, just like ours.
Yeah, because we're gonna definitely get started doing some, just doing some things with the Facebook group as well. So definitely join the Facebook group as well, because we're gonna be throwing some nuggets out there, and just giving some content, and we're gonna start the YouTube as well. So
I don't think enough people know what you bring, my brother.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said, I've been low key for a long time, man. I like the whole social media thing, and just I said, man, I gotta get out there now, because I know that's where things are transitioning to. You just have to be, you got to be out there for people to notice you. So I definitely got to get
people got to know you're the real deal, man.
That's right. That's right. But I appreciate y'all, man.
Make sure you guys follow. Absolutely. Make sure you guys follow Anthony, Mr. ATL Wholesaler. Make sure you follow me at Uncle Bill Buy Houses. Tim, who is Tim Harvey. Follow us on Facebook. And, hey, we upload all of our calls and all of our meetups on YouTube. So we got a dope YouTube channel that we just started for Wholesalers of Russ. So make sure you guys jump on that. Look out for the meetup. Look out for the next call next Monday with our other special guests. And you guys be blessed. We love y'all so much. Thank y'all for joining us. Thank y'all for being patient throughout the whole night. And we'll see you guys next week. Be blessed, be blessed, be blessed. Thank y'all.
All right, signing off.
Be safe out there, y'all.
All right. Appreciate that.